Hi everyone and welcome. This week's project I'm making some new video lights for my workshop. For this project I've purchased two 500 watt halogen floodlights, two light stands which can extend up to 2 meters high, and I fabricated on the lathe two of these. These are going to be the coupling between the halogen light and the light stand. All I need to do to complete it now is make the knob that goes here to tighten it to the stand. Let's go over to the table and see how we're going to do it. For this project I'm using 12mm HDPE plastic. It's actually from an old chopping board that I brought. I'm running the cutter at 8,000 RPM to ensure that I don't melt the plastic. I've released the knobs from the material and I'm now going to run a 45-degree cutter around the edges here just to take a little bit off, just take the sharpness off and remove the holding tabs. While I'm doing that, you can watch the rest of the video where I demonstrate how I made the file for these knobs. We start by opening the tri-wing knob file. I'll put a link in the description box below so you can download this particular file and make your own knobs. This particular one is for an 8mm bolt and is far too big for the 6mm bolt that I'll be using. So I need to resize things. I'm going to start by selecting 3 of them and deleting them. I'll resize this one here and then come back and make as many duplicates of it as I want. Now, I could simply resize the internals here, the pocket and the hole in the center of it, and just leave it at that, but that would make the whole thing out of proportion, and I really hate it when you do things like that. They just never look right. So the easiest thing to do is just scale the whole object. But that does present us with a small problem. We do have to get this internal pocket accurately sized. Fortunately, there's a simple way of doing it. All you need is a pair of calipers and a calculator. Let's select the pocket here and come down to the bottom right hand corner. We can see we have a width of almost 15mm. That would be across the points here, and across the flats in the Y direction we have 13mm. I get out a pair of calipers and measure across the flats on my 6mm bolt, and I can see that it's 9.8mm. To ensure I've got a nice tight fit, when I press it into here, I'm going to cut this pocket here 9.5mm. So using those figures, I'm going to take 9.5, just enter that into my calculator, and divide it by this size here, 13.049 equals. And I get a figure of 0.728, and that's going to be my scaling factor. Next, I select the entire knob and come to here, set selected object size. I'll select that, and we can see here the overall size in the X and Y direction. Make sure you have link X and Y ticked. Now it doesn't matter which one of these two we scale, but since I'm working in the Y direction, I'll use that one there. Simply multiply the answer we got before, 0.728, multiply that by the 39.998 equals, and we get a figure of 29.1195. So that's when I enter in here, 29.1195. 5. Apply. And close. Now, if we've got this right, when I select the pocket here, I should find that it's 9.5mm across the flats, which it is. And there we have it, our nicely scaled knob. I'm just going to bring that down to the bottom left-hand corner here. And I'm also going to select it, Control C, Control V, click, move it across, rotate it by 180 degrees, and just drag it back somewhere close to the other one. I can now start putting tool parts on it. I have to start with a profile that will be of the center, and I'm going to profile down 12mm to drill my hole through the material. I then need to do a pocket, so I'll select my pocket here. Oops. Set my pocket there. Again, I'm going to go, I've measured the depth of the nut, bolt head and found it's 4mm. I'd like the thing to be sunk a little bit deeper into it, so I'm going to make it 4.5mm, which should just put the head of the bolt just below the surface of the material. And again, use a 3mm cutter, and I'll just calculate that. Lastly, I need to profile around the outside edge of it. And I need to, yeah. And I've also got holding tabs on there. Calculate that. And we'll just preview all toolpaths, see what it looks like. They should come out pretty reasonable, so we'll save this file to our flash drive, take it out of the machine and cut it. Now that I've finished arresting the edges there on the router table, I've pressed the bolt into the knob and attached it to my fitting here. I can now take the fitting with a washer and attach it to my light stand. Just tighten that up, like so. And then we'll see how it fits onto a stand. So let's now look at the completed project. The light, I've added the power cord to it. I can now tighten up the knob there to secure it to the lamp stand like so. And now it's ready for testing. I think that'll work quite well. Well, I hope that's been useful to you, and you'll be able to go ahead and make your own knobs for various projects. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Cheers!